The dust is settling around the NHL. We are getting our opportunities to absorb everything, just feel it out, and let things rest. When it comes to the Corey Perry situation with the Chicago Blackhawks, I think, and that's just me going out there and speculating, I think we probably have heard the last of this story. Maybe the next thing that we'll see about Corey Perry is whether or not he'll sign somewhere, or we'll get some rumors about rumblings saying that their team's interested, etc., etc., etc. There are some extra things that could happen here. But in regards to Corey Perry and his departure from the Chicago Blackhawks, when it comes to the rumors that circulated about him and Connor Bedard, when it comes to what actually happened, when it comes to Corey Perry's response, when it comes to everything in between that has happened in the month of November, hey, it's time to turn over a new leaf, right? But we're going to make this one video, this one final video talking about why the Chicago Blackhawks could not be open about this. Because it was a pretty prominent issue that I continuously hammered down in each of the videos we made about this situation. Hey, part of the reason this story blew up, part of the reason there were crazy rumors running rampant everywhere, is because we didn't know what happened. And because of the Chicago Blackhawks covering things up, because of the Chicago Blackhawks being really weird with the language they used in the way they talked about Corey Perry when they released their own statement at the beginning saying that Corey Perry was leaving, when the teammates went out there and talked about it saying, yeah, we're really disappointed he's not here, hopefully things are going well, like, etc., etc., like, they made it seem like he died. We didn't know what happened, and because there was a lack of information, hockey fans are going to do what people do. Fill in the blanks themselves with whatever makes sense in their minds, and we had terrible rumors going around. That is the cycle. Now, I'm not going to blame the internet for doing what the internet does, but I will say that part of the reason this went wild is because the Chicago Blackhawks did not give us any reason for it not to. They waited too long to shut down the rumors, and even then, once they did, the entire story had blown up so much that you had people saying, I'm not going to believe you, Davidson. Nah, not until you give us another reason, not until you give us a better, more valid story that makes sense here. And to be fair, we still haven't gotten that from the Blackhawks organization. It was Frank Saravelli who went out there and kind of insinuated what happened. But in this video, what I wanted to do was talk about why the Chicago Blackhawks could not be open about it. Because we have ourselves a few reasons tossed out there, and it's pretty interesting. Here's this article on HabsFanatics.com published by Elias. We finally know why the Blackhawks organization could not reveal the exact details of what Perry did. The article will be linked in the description, and what I'll also do is leave a link in the description as well to this RadioCanada.ca hit, where you can listen to Martin Leclerc, who has himself a segment and who has himself a quote. This quote is published on the Habs Fanatics article. This is what Leclerc said in regards to the situation. Many people blame the Chicago Blackhawks for their lack of transparency in this story. The problem is that someone was a victim of Perry's unacceptable behavior, and, as an employer, Kyle Davidson has the responsibility to protect the anonymity of this victim, even within his own organization. If similar allegations occurred in a law firm, a factory, or any other workplace, no employer would disclose the existence of an investigation before it is complete, nor the names of the people involved. That would be downright irresponsible. And you know what? I get where he's coming from. I get that idea. I mean, I've been in a workplace before where one of my managers was just all of a sudden snapped out of existence, Thanos style. He was there one day, not there the next, and we had rumors floating around. You know, we're all high schoolers working around, and we're trying to gossip, trying to get the scoop. People are going to come up with their own ideas, people are going to spread whatever makes sense to them, and people are going to wonder. It's a very human thing to be curious and to wonder. So, when a player like Corey Perry, who is a very not bad player, we talked about this the entire time, it's probably likely that he gets a contract because he actually was pretty good this season. When you have somebody like Corey Perry get terminated out of nowhere, when you see him leaving practice, when you have the teammates having no idea what happened here, it gets the gears turning. People start to wonder. But it's just unfortunate that when you're talking about the law firms or a factory, or when you're talking about what I experienced when I was younger with all my other high school buddies in my workplace, the difference between those situations and the NHL Chicago Blackhawks is that you have people that are in the spotlight. You have people that are marketed to millions and millions of people. You have people that are watched do their jobs by thousands of people in the arenas and even more people at home on their TVs. Corey Perry, Connor Bedard, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, like people in the Chicago Blackhawks, these are not just ordinary people. These are people that are in the public eye to such a massive extent that every individual thing they do is magnified, amplified, microanalyzed, so much so that you can't really just compare it one-to-one to what goes on in your local office. It's not the same scale. Sure, it's the same type of event, so I could understand the perspective that says that Kyle Davidson cannot really go out there and disclose much information because he's got to protect the anonymity of the victim involved. He's got to protect the people that are involved in this investigation. But at the end of the day, it's just unfortunate that these people happen to be such mainstream figures that the human nature of curiosity is going to be so much bigger in this situation than it would have been at your local law firm if somebody got canned and you and your 3 or 4 coworkers on shift that day are wondering what happened. This was something on such a massive scale that even the videos we made, thousands and thousands of views about it. People care about this stuff. People want to know the drama. People want to know juicy details. And that's a very human thing. So for Chicago to go out there and not address these things, I said it in the video the other day, but I feel like the statements that they made, the waiver situation, etc., I feel like they did it a little bit too late. They let the rumors run way too wild before making their press conferences, and now videos like these are going out there and blowing up because everybody's curious. We don't know what happened. It's only Frank Saravelli and Emily Kaplan who had some sort of an idea. There was a thing floating around saying that George Larocque apparently knows what happened too, but I digress. This is a very interesting situation, and I feel like this could be a good learning experience for NHL teams who are trying to navigate their contracts and trying to get rid of players and people quietly. Because now we know, when it comes to National Hockey League athletes, that's impossible to do. You can't do this quietly. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this entire idea that the Chicago Blackhawks could not be transparent about the Corey Perry situation because of the investigation and because of the protection of the employee that in which this happened to? Do you think there could have been a better statement released at the very beginning? Because Corey Perry said that, or not Corey Perry himself, but his agent said that he was taking a leave of absence. That made it seem like it was his prerogative to leave. The Blackhawks released a statement saying that Corey Perry has not been on the team or that he's leaving the team and that it was a team decision for them to do that. Do you think there was better language that could have been used to make it easier to understand that, hey, there was something that happened. It didn't involve any family members of teammates. It involved somebody else within the organization. There's an investigation going on, and we need to get things done. Do you think there's a better way they could have phrased that? I'm trying to unlock the puzzle pieces in my head to effectively communicate that without being too revealing, but I can't really do it. So I want you to do it in the comment section for me. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think there was a better way the Chicago Blackhawks could have handled this, could have said this, could have shared this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.